Defense Department said Monday Russia has added artillery, ground, combat forces, and other capabilities in recent days ahead of what is widely expected to be a new intensive ground offensive in Ukraine's eastern Donbas region. A senior U.S. defense official told the Associated Press the number of combat units known as battalion tactical groups in eastern and southern Ukraine has grown from 65 last week to 76 this week. The official spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss internal U.S. military assessments of the war. International policy professor Jenny Mathers of Aberystwyth University in Wales spoke with VOA's Flashpoint earlier Monday about this next stage of Russia's offensive.
In theory, this new task that they set themselves to secure the Donbass primarily should be easier because they've had forces there for the last 8 years. They're in a more dug-in position, and also it should be easier for them to get supplies. So in theory, it should be easier. In practice, though, I think almost nothing has gone Russia's way in this war so far, and it has revealed a lot of issues that were really kind of mostly concealed from us over the last several years, or that we just weren't looking closely enough to understand quite what the limitations were in the Russian armed forces when it comes to things like planning and strategy, but also training of troops.
Meanwhile, Ukrainian officials say 7 people were killed Monday in the western city of Lviv, and Russian forces pounded other targets across Ukraine in what appeared to be an intensified bid to wear down the country's defenses ahead of what is expected to be an all-out assault on the eastern part of the country. Though rain dampened the event, the White House Monday in Washington, D.C. resumed a long-standing tradition by hosting the first full Easter egg roll since the COVID-19 pandemic began. AP's Washington correspondent Sagar Magani reports.
Welcome to the Easter egg roll.
First Lady Jill Biden and the president welcomed some 30,000 kids and adults to a soggy South Lawn for the first egg roll since before the virus pandemic.
This year we're finally getting together again, and it's so special.
The theme was education, a nod to the First Lady's job as a teacher, with the lawn divided into educational stations.
Brown bear, what do you see?
And a reading nook, where Tonight Show host Jimmy Fallon joined the first couple with his own book about grandmothers.
I know you love Nana, but Nana loves you more.
All right.
Sagar Magani, Washington.
Turkey's defense ministry said Monday its warplanes, helicopters, and drones hit Kurdish military targets in northern Iraq in air and land operation that targeted facilities ranging from camps to ammunition stores. The military action was part of a long-running Turkish campaign in Iraq and Syria against militants of the Kurdistan Workers' Party, or PKK, and the Syrian Kurdish YPG militia, both regarded as terrorist groups in Turkey. But in a statement, the ministry said the operation focused on Iraq's Matina, Sap, and Avisan Basyan regions. Alongside the air operation, commandos and special forces also participated both by land and air. Turkey's state-owned Anadolu news agency quoted Defense Minister Hulusi Akar as saying the operation was continuing successfully and the targets identified in the first phase have been captured. No information on casualties was given. The Defense Ministry said the action, called Operation Clawlock, aimed to prevent terror attacks and ensure border security following an assessment that the PKK was planning a large-scale attack on Turkey. The Palestinian Health Ministry says 2 Palestinian men have been critically injured by Israeli forces in the occupied West Bank in the latest round of violence during the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. Israeli military said Monday that troops were conducting an arrest raid in the village of Yamun and west of Jenin in the northern West Bank. The Israeli armed military reported dozens of Palestinians threw rocks and explosives at soldiers who returned fire. The official Palestinian news agency Wafa reported that 2 wounded men were hospitalized. Israel has sent forces to search through Palestinian cities and villages, seeking suspects or accomplices linked to 2 deadly attacks on Israelis in recent weeks. Repeating this hour's top news story, the U.S. Defense Department said Monday Russia has added artillery, ground combat forces, and other capabilities in eastern Ukraine.
Hi, thank you for watching. I hope the videos are useful for you. Please subscribe to my channel using the button below.